Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Good. Fantastic. Couple things to look at today, so we'll give it a few minutes. We're going to wait for some people to roll on in here, and then we'll get started and going looking at some charts and a couple other things. So we'll give it a few minutes. But good morning to those of you that are joined in already. Good morning, Don and Secret Sauce and JD and Ken and Garcia. Sorry for running a little bit late today, but I was kind of running around the house for a second there. Is Roku a buy? I believe so, yes. It very well can be, but we're still waiting. As in, we might trade it intraday every once in a while, but still waiting on better formation to buy it for like a dip buy sort of swing trade, if that's more of the question you're asking. All right. You forgot about Alta. Nope. Definitely didn't. Well, yeah, we didn't actually, didn't trade it yesterday. I was looking at it and then wasn't looking at it. And then someone in our chat's like, Alta's flying. I'm like, yeah, I guess it is. So a couple people in our room did end up trading it. But I was busy trading Apple and I believe Nvidia yesterday. Yeah, so Alta's doing pretty well, filling the gap. You're absolutely right. So yes, we do have zero commission on stock trades starting tomorrow for TD Ameritrade. So that's awesome. That's going to make people a lot of money, myself a lot of money, because now you'll no longer have to pay it out of any of the profits you make. So it's like your income just goes up drastically. At least for me, my income will go up pretty drastically because some days I'll trade and spend 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks, 70 bucks a day, depending if I do a lot of scalp trades or a lot of in and out trades where I'll take some off soon. So that'll save me quite a bit of money. Absolutely. All right, so let's get into sharing the screen. Now we got a couple people here. So for one, here we have Stitch Fix. So they reported earnings. So far, they're trailing down pre-market. After hours, they did a little back and forth, then faded down. So ultimately, I'd probably want to be short bias on this, but this low point here from after hours at $17 will most likely hold as a little bit of a support bounce area as market opens, or even pre-market if it gets there. So that's kind of the reason I'm hesitant to wanting to do it. So I'm going to be following it short, but only below 17. I really wouldn't care to get short, above 17 here, depending on the setup. But that's a strong bounce point, and that will most likely hold on the first attempt at 17 when market opens. So below this pre-market low or after hours low, I would like to be probably getting short on it. And if we take a look at 3-year, it doesn't really do us justice. Hold on. If you look at the this 4-hour chart, you can see, we're below this support here at 18, and the last line of defense we have is at 17 before we kind of crack and really trail down. So that's just it. We really want to see it below that 17 for a nice move. All right, done with that one. Give me a second here. So AMD is another one we'll be following short bias today. So if you look over, if you just look at it from this point of view, right? Let me draw a trend line. Nope. Let's see. Nope. All right, so it came down, bounced, broke down, down, back up, retest. So look, support, 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 break support, comes back, rejects support, comes back, rejects support, back down. I think we're going to see AMD fall into a really nice short leg today and kind of break out to the downside and maybe get us a little bit closer to this 27 support. So really going to be paying close attention to a short trade here today on AMD. I think especially with the way the market moved yesterday, as long as the market doesn't have like a crazy strong bounce in it today, I think we're going to see some selling pressure come kicking on AMD and try and ride a wave down short bias on that. You want me to look at the Gamestop? Surely. I'll take a look at Gamestop. So yeah, GameStop is trending nicely here. It's just trending up. Yeah, I mean, not really much you can do with it. It's on the high side of its trend, so you'd be buying high in the trend move, right? If you draw a trend line, you're going to see these top and bottom ones. You can see these pink ones here, top and bottom. And if you kind of draw one just right through the middle, that's not even the middle. You'd have to be like right there. Yeah, if you draw one in the middle, you can see you're on the high side of the trend. So you'd want to either be getting in below the midway point, right? You can see that, to ride that trend. I don't really see it breaking out. I think it just kind of stays in the trending move. So, I mean, yeah, because it's not really in a formation. It's just kind of grinding up. And we're hitting resistance right at 587, which would be the top of this mark, which is just before the gap fill. So if this kind of trades sideways, you could see like a move up to fill this gap around 740. That would be very possible. What else are we going to take a look at? Everyone's asking about the SPY. Everyone kind of said SPY, SPY, SPY. So yeah, so if you look at the market, it gapped down today. Honestly, I think we bounce off around 290. I think the market's going to bounce here about 290. So I think two things. Either we go up, fill gap today, and then somehow go back down and bounce 290, or we just come down. But what I think is more likely we see is we just come down to 290, maybe a little bit below 290, and then we bounce back up, maybe fill gap today. So ultimately, I'd probably be on the sell side of things this morning, starting off, but probably finishing the day more bullish. I will say this: yesterday was a very bearish day too. If you look at this candle, I mean, that is a completely bearish engulfing candle to pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, almost the past 5 trading sessions from yesterday. So the market is on a bearish move here right now, and the reason I picked the 290, maybe even a bit below that, is because there's really no hold or bounce until 290. And that's intermediate to these low points here at 282. So if it's not holding here, we might even be seeing it lower into the 280s. Yeah, like the 4-hour chart, you can see it there. There's the dip, hold, bounce. More likely to see a bounce right around that 289 level to 290. Yeah, CMG, I mean, I can take a look at CMG. Yeah, I mean, CMG is just it's an up. Well, let's see. Hold on. I mean, yeah, it's first. I mean, when you're looking at CMG, me personally, I mean, stock's been uptrending. We went through a dip. It's trying to put in a lower high. This is actually starting to give you somewhat of a topping formation. I really wouldn't expect CMG to be in new highs probably until it has its earnings report. I mean, that's just it. On your earnings report with CMG, that's probably where you're going to see it into a new high, or we're going to maybe break down. Because you can see we went up, aggressive pullback, and we can't break through that high again. So now we're starting to put in a intermediate topping formation. So unless the earnings report is really good, we're probably going to see it start to fade down a little bit here. How will brokers make money when they remove commission? They'll still sell your order flow. I mean, you know, they still have people that manage accounts and portfolios. Yeah, brokers don't, I mean, they still have options tradings. They still have Forex trading. They still have, futures trading. I mean, they still have a lot of other means of making money. There's no way of telling if commission-free trading is going to make the platform usage any worse because there's no way of telling exactly how they spent money on their platform in general, if they use the money from commission trading to go, you know what I'm saying? So there's really no way of telling if that's going to happen or not. I'll take a look at BA, sure. BA gap down. Figures. I would probably follow it short. I can just looking. Yeah, I would follow it short without a doubt. Actually, I'm just gonna pull some funky trickery today. The mind normally would want to be short on that just because it just seems so obvious. I mean, yeah, if you look at it, I mean, it's really just kind of below support. There's nothing there. It's I would just be short on it. I think it's probably best to be short on that. Slight gap down, just barely holding, and it's very flat, no movement. This could be one of those quick down moves on BA. For those of you that asked about Netflix today, I mean, if you look at Netflix, it had of course, it just starts getting crushed. There goes one of the plays. I mean, I was gonna say short Netflix, because yesterday it tried to break out midday and failed, and then came back into this zone. So I was gonna say today you should be short bias on it, but at this point that move's gone. And I'm sure there's some news that's why it's moving so bad. Let's see. I don't know, actually, maybe not. Yesterday, I mean, Kramer says he's not a Netflix fan. Yeah, there's really no reason why it's moving down so much, but yeah. So that sucks because that would have been a play. I would have been short that, and that would have been an easy winner on the day. So thanks, pre-market trading and market makers, for being losers. Well, it's basically down at support, so it's probably a dip buy here at around 260. Well, let's double check some things. What's the likelihood this just comes down and snaps 260 without bouncing? Probably pretty small. Yeah, I'd probably play a small bounce off 260. AMD, Fernando, we're going to be short bias on that today. Long bias, short bias, sideways bias, or any bias on AMD. LABD, BABA. So what you should notice is that all stocks are probably gapped down today. Unless it's LABD, of course. So LABD, slow mover, not something I particularly day trade. Wow, this thing got annihilated, huh? Wow, that's trending nicely, eh? Yeah, so you're looking at it as it's trending really nicely. Just had a cup, handle, breakout. So you're breaking out now up to here and then here. Yeah, I would say worth watching long bias for now. Still trending really nicely. Yeah, because that's probably the cup. That's more of the break, right? At 24. Not at all. So yeah, I'd probably continue watching that long bias. It's a nice trending stock. I mean, the only thing is with trending stocks, I mean, look at how it traded a couple past days. Dip, long. Dip, long. So I would probably be on the dip side of things, then long. So yeah, MU did pretty much what we said it would, not said what it would do. Well, actually, yeah, kind of. Yeah, if you looked at it yesterday, we're like, well, if it comes down to this support, starts to get below this support, watch for a short. You could see it hesitated there on there and then had a nice snap. I didn't trade it. I missed that one. I would probably still just remain short bias on MU for the time being, but still be thinking a long bias at the same time, if that makes sense. WDAY Death Cross. Oh, wow. Yeah. Haven't seen one of those in a while. I haven't paid attention to. Yep, I'd say short bias on that. Not yet. That's actually, that could turn into this could turn into a good short. But normally what you see when you get this first death cross, you actually usually see like a pop. A lot of times you'll see a pop in the stock. It's almost like a fight to keep it alive, and then it comes back down. Let's what was one that did one this year? I think no. Yeah, a lot of stocks did death crosses here at some point, but I can't remember which ones. There's one. Hold on. No, that didn't do it. Yeah, we had a lot of death crosses like a year ago, but I can't find them off the top of my head right now. Anyways. Death cross is 50 below the 200. Golden cross is 50 above the 200. Secrets and sauces, it's both. Live trading and course information. A death cross is when the 50 moving average crosses below the 200 moving average in a downtrending manner, whereas a golden cross is when the 50, when you're coming from a downtrend, reforming into an uptrend, and the 50 moving average crosses up and above the 200 moving average in an uptrending motion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to run. Got to get back to our private group. Again, thank you guys again for tuning in, and you can always join us in the private group by following the link in the description below. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video. All right, guys, take care.